Today is Thursday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, 2016, and the title of this rant will be Bernie and the Berners. Will you support Hillary Clinton? Now, Bernie has taken a day off. He's going to assess his way forward. The clear indication is that he does not have any intention of dropping out at any time soon. He will continue to push his message, and he will continue to go after Hillary for all of the things that she has done. But let's be clear, and I mentioned this yesterday, is that his chances to the nomination are very, very remote. You know, they're not out of the realm of possibility, but they are very, very remote. And I believe that the next primary is Arizona, and Hillary is over double digits ahead on that. That was taken before the March 15th primaries. So we'll see if she can continue that, or whether there's going to be, if it's going to narrow the margin, let's just say. And the other caucuses that are coming up, where Bernie says he's going to do well, and yes, he will do well. But they're mostly red states in the West, and they're not going to go for Hillary or Bernie in the general election anyway. So, you know, the question is, how much will it really benefit him? And I know what all of my sisters and brothers, you know, who are really feeling the burn, are upset about. You know, is Hillary a neoliberal, and all of the stuff that goes along with that is that, you know, she believes in the rule of markets, that she believes in decreasing in social spending, that she believes in deregulation, that she believes in privatization, and she does not believe in the common good. Now, I would answer that by saying that most of that is bunk. We know that Hillary has had a very liberal record. In fact, her record in the Senate, she was further to the left than Obama was. And of course, you know, most people would say Obama has done pretty good, but I understand on the progressive end, he hasn't done nearly as well as they would like him to. And the big question is, was Obama able to do the best that he possibly could, given the card that you were given the hand that you were given? And I would say yes. And if we look back, and I ask my sisters and brothers who are the progressives who are against Hillary to look back, let's just look first at Bill Clinton's terms in office, 93 to 2001. Yes, a lot got done, but the Republicans were all after him from the day that he got in. When Vince Foster died, huge conspiracy theory, you know, that he was murdered and he didn't commit suicide. All of those stories that we heard about, all of those remote landing strips all over Arkansas, where weed and all kinds of other drugs was coming in from Mexico and South America, you know, all bunk. All that stuff about his detail, the state police detail that would go out and get women for Bill all over the place. You know, all of that was bunk. And of course, the Republicans did get the House in 1994. So Bill Clinton, and it continued all the way through, and they were the ones that indicted him or impeached him in 1998. And of course, when they impeached him, his numbers went up. But again, Bill Clinton probably not would have done the triangulation if he had a better House and Senate to work with. He had to work with what he had, and if you look back, even before that, you know, the Republicans had held office for 12 years. They didn't like this hillbilly, though Harvard, Yale graduate and Rhodes Scholar. They didn't want this hillbilly running the show in there. They did every single thing possible to get rid of him and to get, you know, to vilify his presidency the same way they've been doing to Obama. And, you know, they had 12 years in office before that, and they weren't about to take any crap from this little whippersnapper, because Clinton was only, 46, 47 when he came in. Reagan was almost 70. Bush was almost 60 when he came in. So they didn't want to have anything to do with that. And so Bill Clinton had to work with what he had to get some things done. Now, we can disagree with a lot of those things, especially when it came to incarcerating young men. But the concept of it was then so that we needed to get some help. We need to revise that. We need to get rid of that now. But even if you go back to Bill Clinton's time as governor, I think he was elected in 76 or 78. He served 5 two-year terms. He got reelected. Let's just put it bluntly. Getting elected in 78, no internet, nothing like that. He had to work within the framework of what Arkansas was. Rural, redneck, hillbilly, racist, not highly educated. And what were the 2 biggest companies or industries in Arkansas at that time? Walmart and Tyson's. So that doesn't mean that they did their bidding for those 2, but they had to know where those 2 stood through all of that. So there's a lot going on in this election. Hillary has been and is a liberal. She's not as liberal as many of the progressives want her to be. But rest assured, if Bernie can stay in the race, or if Bernie drops out and stays relevant by continuing to go out and preach his economic message and not bash Hillary for the things that they disagree with. And if all of those feeling the burn, especially the young people, those that 18 to 29 years old, continue to push for all of the things that Bernie has advocated for: free college tuition, increase in the minimum wage, universal health care. We're not going to get there, but we got to keep pushing it. Many other things. And the other thing about it is this has to go on after the election and has to be continued rigorously and diligently after the election. Because I remember back in 2009, all the liberals were saying, when is Obama going to start doing what he said he was going to do? Well, he wasn't being pushed from his left, and he was getting crap all over the place from the right. You know, the left has to be diligently and continually engaged, unending diligence, to it. That has to go on. And so just to finish up, Bernie, let's keep it going. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep pressing that economic populist message. But at some point, if and when he decides that it's time to drop out, need to pivot to Hillary, to work with Hillary, and I would suggest that all of those who are feeling the burn go right to Hillary, but continue to push her further and further to the left. One last thing, I am on Facebook. I can be found at The Lifetime Liberal. Please join if you'd like. All comments, both positive and especially negative, are greatly appreciated.